So welcome to part 2 of the little porcelain stars. Part 1 was a little while ago. I'll put a little iCard in the top there if you want to go back and watch that one. I brought all the stars to pottery, and they were fired in the kiln until they got to bisque firing, or the biscuit firing, where they were nice and hard. And this is how they are now. And I'm just dipping them here into a clear glaze. And so you have to be very careful when you're dipping them into the glaze, not to get any at all on the bottom, because the glaze, it is glass, and if any of it drips onto the kiln shelf, it'll stick. And oh, there we go. Look, we're looking at one of the little ones. I'll show you them finished later because I've got them all back now. So the bowl there contains clear glaze for porcelain, and I had lots of stars to glaze. They're the bright white colour when I get them back from being bisqued. And then the glaze goes on and they come out of the second kiln really, really bright. So I just very carefully hold the star, dip just the surface in, shake off the excess, and put it onto the kiln shelf. Now, there's one of the bigger ones, look. The glaze is particles in water, and it settles really quickly. So every now and then I've just got to stir it to get all those particles mobile again. And I'm putting them directly onto the kiln shelf so that they can go straight in there. So there you go. So I've just got to give it a little stir and then let that settle a bit, and then I can carry on dipping the tiles. Took a while, but I really enjoyed it. So I only go to pottery once a week, and so these will all be glazed and ready to collect the following week, which was actually yesterday. So these are all, I've got these all at home now. So I'll show you them. So look at the bowl here. Loads more to do. I spent quite a long time glazing that day. So here we are now, one full week later, and these are all those stars that you saw being glazed. They're all fired now, and I'm at pottery. I'm sitting there next to the wheel, all beautifully shiny and much more robust now. I like them. I like them a lot. So I brought all the stars home, and I'm just checking them all now to see. I think they're all good. None of them were broken. 2 got broken in the first firing. That's fine. It's pretty low casualties for the number that I made. Now, a few people, I've had 2 or 3 comments about people saying that the sound's not very good on these videos. So I'm wearing this again. So you might have to turn the volume down now, conversely. Okay then, so I've packed them all up at college and to bring them home. I'm just going to lay them out here and have a little look at them. I've got some lovely thread to hang them on, which is really thin. I'll show you. Here we go. It's this beautiful silky, it's very strong though. It's not silk, it's nylon of some sort. And so let's have a look at this. I'm going to put quite long strings on them so that whoever gets them can decide how long they want them. So and I made the holes a generous size, which is great. I won't have to mess about with trying to find a tiny hole. And then because this stuff's quite slippery, I'm actually going to tie a double knot in there. So I'll loop it through once, and I'll loop it through again so that the one knot won't slip. I'm sure there's some sort of fancy knot I could do, but I think that's going to be fine. So I'll knot it like that and trim that off. And there we go. There's one of the hanging stars. Put it against my black. There. I really like those. So I'm going to go now and do the rest of them. with help. This size here, excuse me, come on, here's your chair. Come on. That's the go. So these little stars then, I've got you in on a different angle now. These little stars with the hole in the middle, I was hoping to make these work like, and so with this nice thin ribbon, and the red looks fantastic alongside the white of the porcelain stars. So I'm just going to wrap it traditionally like you would a present, but then I'm going to thread one end, this thin ribbon, and the holes are pretty generous, so you can get the ribbon through quite easily if you're using thinnish ribbon. I'm going to put both ends through a little hole like so, and then simply tie a bow. And the little porcelain star is trapped in there with a little bow. I think that looks quite pretty. So I've got a fair few of these, so I'm going to bundle these up too and list them in the shop, and that's how I would suggest you use them. I guess as well, if you wanted to, because these are really nice small stars, you could just thread a piece of ribbon through the middle and hang them on the tree if you wanted to. So that's those stars. And then now I'm going to spend some time putting all the threads in these stars. Nice repetitive task, you know I love those. I spent the afternoon packing stars up into, I've packed them all up really carefully. They're all in these little bags here, wrapped in tissue paper and bubble wrap. I really want these to get to where they're going in one piece and not several. And they'll all go into a jiffy bag after that, so they should be fine. But I wanted to show you, or let you hear, the beautiful noise they make when they all... They're great. So I've had a lovely time. I've put them onto very long strings so that you can take your star and make it as short or as long as you like. And so each of those packs contains 3 of these big stars and 3 of these stars that make up either hang them or make up the little parcels. So they're overlisted in the shop now. Soon, look at that one. Some of them are not so textured. Some of them are very textured. So as ever, thank you very much for watching. Porcelain stars are now finished. I really enjoyed making them. They were loads of fun. I'm going to keep quite a lot for me. See you next time. Thank you so much now. Bye-bye.